Hello. Welcome to my meditation. So I'm going to be doing this meditation for about half an hour. Directly afterwards I'll be going live for the members of this channel, doing a channeled show, which will be giving readings to the members that show up live, and also pulling cards out for the collective of members, doing a bit of a channeled session. If you'd like to join me in that, click that join button below. If you don't see the join button below this video, then go on a different device or a different browser and you'll be able to see it. I believe it's just Apple devices in the app that's the problem. Anyway, once you've joined, you'll be able to see the members' live stuff in the app. It's just for joining. I think it's something about Apple wanting that cut of the money. You know how they are, these places. Anyway, let's do the meditation. I think it's about abundance, this one. We'll see what the guys want to say anyway. But it's an awareness meditation, so whenever I mention meditation, people say to me, I'm not good at meditation, I can't quiet my mind. Now that's not what we're trying to do. We're not trying to quiet our minds, because we're all human beings and we should all be distracted both by our subconscious mind and by noises around us. All of these warning systems are to keep us alive. That's a good thing. That's a good thing, right? What we're trying to do in meditation is remain present, which is different. Remaining present is noticing everything that's going on and being present with it, curious about it. So noticing the noises outside of us, noticing the bodily sensations, noticing the subconscious mind telling us of its fears and what we should be doing instead of meditating, right? So just noticing it and bringing ourselves back to conscious awareness, that's what we're doing. None of us have a quiet mind, none of us. But sometimes when we do meditation enough, some of those meditations you can get to a state where your mind quietens. But if you're trying to do that, you're not going to be able to get there, because when we try and do something like that, we're fighting against the subconscious mind and you just won't be able to do it. So don't try and reach for anything in meditation. Just keep on bringing yourself back to present awareness and be curious about everything that's going on. Being present and aware. So let's do it. Let's get the nervous system out of the way when we start by taking some deep breaths, and then I'll take you through a process of going around the body to release any tension or holding that you might find there. And when we do that at the start of meditation, it's so much easier to get into a meditative state. So let's go. Starting with some deep breaths. Let's take a deep breath in. And then a slow, long breath out. Another deep breath in. And slowly let that go. Another deep breath in. And then slowly releasing that. Now let's focus our attention on our toes of our left foot and moving into the arch of the foot. If you find any holding or tension there, just relaxing it all as we move around the body. Into the left heel, the left ankle, up the calf to the left knee, and from the knee up thigh to the left hip. Feeling the femur within the hip socket there relaxing, no need to hold that leg. Move around to the glute at the back. Feel whatever is sitting on or lying on, that point of contact, and just letting that muscle go, allowing it to relax, melt away, be supported by whatever it's on. Now moving from there to the right hip, feeling the femur within the hip socket relaxing. And then around the back to the glute, feeling what it's resting on, letting that muscle relax, be supported. And then from that right hip down the leg, the upper leg to the knee. And from the knee down the calf to the ankle, and the heel, the arch of the foot, and the right toes. From there, let's move into the left fingers and into the palm of the hand, the thumb, and the wrist. From the wrist, excuse me, I've got to take this call. Hello
โลครับ
สวัสดีค่ะ
มีของมาส่งครับ
อ๋อฉันไม่เข้าใจ
มีพัสดุมาส่งเหรอครับ
อืมไม่เข้าใจ ขอโทษอังกฤษ
ฮัลโหล
Hello
ฮัลโหลอีกแล้ว
Hello
ฮัลโหลแม่มีสมองแม่จะฟัง
oh I need to stop okay sorry back into it where were we the left fingers into the palm of the hand to the thumb to the wrist moving up all of those little muscles of the forearm to the elbow and from the elbow up the bicep, tricep to the left shoulder, feeling the left shoulder relax down, away from the ear. And across the back of the shoulders to the right shoulder, feeling that shoulder relax down and away from the ear. Sorry about this. And then moving down from the right shoulder, down the bicep and the tricep to the elbow. From the elbow down the little muscles of the forearm to the wrist. And from the wrist, let's move into the palm of the hand, the thumb, and out through the right fingers. And then let's take a deep breath into the belly, making the belly as big as possible. And then relaxing and breathing out, letting the belly go as we release that breath out. A second deep breath into the rib cage this time and the upper back. Make yourself as big as possible. And then releasing that and releasing the whole of the upper body as you let that air go. Let's start at the base of the spine, moving up the spine. Stretch out your spine, make yourself taller. And as you're moving up the spine, when you get to the neck, let's move the right ear to the right shoulder. And the left ear to the left shoulder. And then let's look over the right shoulder. Over the left shoulder. Back to neutral. Down to your belly. And then up to the sky. And then bringing your head to a nice balanced position so that the neck can be relaxed. Let's move into the jaw now, releasing the jaw of any tension, closing the jaw, relaxing the tongue to the roof of your mouth. Moving into the cheeks, relaxing those to the eyes. Let's move the eyeballs back and down into the eye sockets. And the eyebrows, relaxing them apart and down. The whole of the forehead. Up to the scalp, let's relax the whole of the scalp now. Feeling the ears move down ever so slightly toward the shoulders. And now let's rest our awareness on the point between our eyebrows, just slightly up from there where the third eye is. And we'll keep our focus there. And then notice the distractions as they come in. Whether it's noises outside, bodily sensations, the subconscious mind, Just noticing it all and remaining present, being curious about it. The subconscious mind is a tool. It's a part of our mind that keeps us safe. It tells us all the things that we should be aware of, what we need to be frightened of, fearful of, but it doesn't often get it right. It's super, super cautious. And so it's a good thing to listen to the subconscious mind and then us, our conscious mind, consciously ask yourself whether that fear is true or not, and then take control of the situation. If a fear is true, we do something about it. The sooner you do something about it, the sooner the subconscious mind will quieten down. But if it isn't a real fear, if you know that it's not true, then listening to the subconscious mind and soothing it, saying, okay, I hear you, but that's not actually a valid fear, and I've got this. The very act of listening to our subconscious mind will allow it to feel heard, so it doesn't need to keep on persisting, telling us about this thing that we need to fear. And by putting the subconscious mind in its place like this, we're not fighting it, we're listening to it. It can be right sometimes about these fears. With this process of getting to know our subconscious mind and accepting it and soothing it, we can take more conscious control over ourselves and our lives. Because if we go on autopilot, the subconscious mind rules the day, and then we'll just respond, react to everything that's going on around us without any conscious control at all. We don't want to do that. So notice what the subconscious mind is telling you. Notice where your mind wanders off to. And if you find that you wander off with those thoughts and start thinking about what the subconscious mind is telling you to think about, when you wake up from that, just bring yourself gently back and know that this is part of the human condition, to be distracted like that. And in meditation, we practice bringing ourselves back to conscious awareness so that we're not controlled by distractions anymore. Or we're better at detaching when we are distracted by things. Now more than ever, in the history of human beings, we need to master this part of ourselves. We have so many distractions. The world seems to run on distracting us. The economy seems to run on our attention. Who can get our attention and keep it the most? And it's not good for us. Breaking free from all of that requires a lot of mental clarity. And we can build this mental clarity in meditation. It takes courage to think differently, to be different. tend to take different actions than most. And if you find that your mind quietens during meditation, you might start to hear your superconscious mind, which is thoughts, inspiration, ideas coming from source or come from your higher self, from spirit, from your soul, whatever you want to call it. This is the good stuff. This is the guidance that we need to really pay attention to and take action on. So each aspect of the mind, the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and the superconscious mind, they all have the place. We don't need to kill off any parts of it. One's not better than the other. They're just tools. But the conscious mind, that's who we are. That's our part in it. The conscious mind is where your power is, what you focus on. Because if you can focus, be aware of the distractions, but choose the focus that you want, then you harness your power as a creator being. And if you add to that your emotional charge, your feeling state, then you get really powerful. So if you're focused on what it is that you want, what you want to experience, and you're feeling positive, whatever that might be, joy, happiness, clarity, gratitude, from that energy, from that state, the superconscious mind will start leading you on your path to manifesting those things. What's the best way for you, which will include your growth? In other words, it's not the easiest path. Well, it's the easiest path for you, but it's going to require you to become more you, to be more, to reach more of your potential. Expect challenges along the way, but those challenges to be good for you. So in this way, abundance, or the pursuit of it, can fuel us to hold a focus how we want it, not just focusing on the abundance or the money, but what we want it for, what we want to achieve, what we'd like to experience, that higher level of focus. And then you're going to get a more holistic path to it. Don't think small. And by that I mean don't just think about the money. That's a small thing. That's just a part of it. That's like saying, I want to manifest a cake, but I'm just going to focus on flour. It's like, well, but flour's just a part of it. It's not the cake. Focus on the whole cake. Focus on you feeling fulfilled, you becoming more, you creating and adding to the world, you on a mission. Focus on that, and the rest will sort itself out. When you're tuning in in this way. You see, the subconscious mind, it's very low level. It's just basic, keep the human being alive kind of information. It's not coming from your higher self. It's important not to mistake those fears that come from the subconscious mind, and it's always negatively focused, trying to protect us. Don't mistake that for intuition. It's not intuition. It can be important to keep this human being alive that we are. It can be important. However, most of the time these days, its fears aren't founded on reality. And so we can waste our lives just by responding, reacting, going along with the fears. Or we can take control with our conscious mind, focusing on what we want. Dealing with whatever comes up within ourselves about that, until we get to a good feeling place about it. And then listening to the guidance from the superconscious mind or from life itself. The clues, the signs, synchronicities, they'll be everywhere once you get tuned in. So that feeling, you know that feeling? When you've indulged in a distraction for too long, you know when you realize, you look up from your phone and you realize that you've spent way too long scrolling. You can't even focus properly with your eyes, and that feeling that you get is a disappointment in ourselves, right? That feeling is a realization that we've done the wrong thing by allowing ourselves to be distracted, to go along with that. But we can forgive ourselves, bring ourselves back to consciousness, and carry on with our agenda. This isn't about trying to make your wishes come true. It's not about a shopping list of wishes that you want and them just showing up from the universe. This is about wanting to get on your soul mission, on your soul path. And because all of the stuff that you truly want is on that path, and we can trust that path. There'll be things on that path that you'll really enjoy and that are perfect for you that you haven't even thought of. We don't need to control it. If we tune in, abundance is on that path. Your kind of abundance. The abundance that's right for you. Don't doubt it. That's where I'm going to come out of the meditation. Feel free to carry on if you're deep into it. Thank you for meditating with me. Perhaps do it again tomorrow, I'm not sure yet. But if you'd like to come with me to that members only live show, which is starting in a few minutes, couple of minutes, click that join button below and you'll be invited along to that, and I'll see you in there.